All right, so ever since President Trump announced a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the US, there has been a lot of volatility. There has been some good, some bad, and more recently, we've seen institutions try to roll out more and more crypto products. Just earlier in the day, we've seen that Hashdex has filed an amendment to add Litecoin, XRP, ADA, Link, AVAX, Uni, and Sol to its NASDAQ Crypto Index US ETF. We've seen earlier in the day that Canary Capital filed for an S1 for a spot SUI ETF. And these are just two examples out of dozens and dozens that we have seen more recently. And so I have been looking a lot into publicly traded stocks that are capitalizing on the crypto space, because when you're looking at all of these different ETFs, most of them are focused solely on one product, like this SUI ETF. We've seen Bitcoin ETFs approved. We've seen Ethereum ETFs approved. But for institutions, a lot of them, even though we've seen that spot Bitcoin ETF pass, and even though we've seen a strategic Bitcoin reserve, a lot of institutions, in my opinion, are going to continue to invest in publicly traded companies rather than worry about holding crypto. So a project and a company that I recently invested in is called Spirit Blockchain Capital. The symbol is SPIR. And while I do invest in the project, I want to thank Spirit Blockchain Capital for partnering with us on today's video. So this is not financial advice. You always have to make sure you do your own research, but we are sponsored and partnering with Spirit Blockchain Capital on today's video. And this is a stock that is publicly available on the OTC markets. The symbol is SBLCF. On CSE, it is SPIR. And so this is a stock that currently has a market cap of around $13 million. And the reason why I like this is because since we've seen more institutional demand in the crypto space, we've seen that this project has actually increased in value around 3x just from September of this previous year. So it went from 3 cents to almost a high of around 40 cents. So a 10x return. It has come back down slightly since we've seen the market cool off. But I think once we see Bitcoin and the overall market start to rally again, once we start to see more of these institutional products approved, I think we're going to see a lot of institutional money come back into Spirit Blockchain because what it actually does. So major financial institutions like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, they're all investing billions into blockchain. And like I said, governments are rolling out more crypto products, like we've seen the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So we're seeing this major shift happen, and I think it's just the very beginning for companies like Spirit Blockchain. So one thing I want to point out about it is that Spirit Blockchain is a company that offers exposure to crypto without needing a crypto wallet. And I think that's one of the number one reasons it's going to perform extremely well over the next few years, is because institutions simply don't want to have to worry about crypto wallets, and they can invest directly into Spirit Blockchain Capital, get exposure to the crypto market in general, and not have to hold crypto in their own crypto wallet. So Spirit Blockchain, some of their holdings, or they hold like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, and USDC. If we look at some of their documents, we can see that on their documents, they've talked about how they were the very first. If we scroll down, we can see how they were the very first company to invest in Dogecoin. They were the first publicly traded Dogecoin proxy. And you could see that it said acquisition, Dogecoin Holdings Inc. in Q4 2024. It says Q1 of 2025, Dogecoin node / reward yield. Then into Q1 of 2025, their enterprise token. 2025, you could see Spirit Blockchain Capital Asset Management expanded their portfolio to acquire strategic crypto assets like Sol, EOS, Bitcoin, USDC, and more. So this is something that is really exciting in my opinion, because this is just the beginning for this company, and I'm expecting really big things moving forward. So by investing in a stock like this, it allows institutions to get exposure to a wide range of cryptocurrencies, a lot of them that are, in the top 10, but it allows them to do this by owning a single stock, not having to worry about crypto wallet addresses, not have to worry about custody in the crypto space. They simply have to buy a stock and they get exposure to the crypto market. So That's one of the one things I like about it. In addition to it, one thing about this company is that it is FINMA regulated in Switzerland and CSA approved in Canada. So this is pretty obvious already that it has all the regulatory approvals, considering that it's already available on the OTC markets and available on the Canadian market. So that's something that, again, you like to see, because like I said, this is already available on the Canadian markets. You can see .cn, the symbol is SPIR, but also if you want to look up, you can see it's available on the OTC markets by SBLCF. And you can see that it is available with that as well. If we just look that up, you can see it shows it right here as well. So last two things I want to talk about with it is going to be in terms of their team and their experience. So in terms of this, it's a publicly traded stock. So like I said, it's very easy to buy and sell. Like any other equity investment, much easier than just getting into crypto if you've never done that before. But so with Spirit Blockchain, if we go to the About Us section, we can see that they talk about how they are Spirit Blockchain Capital builds on the robust standards of traditional capital markets to invest in next-generation blockchain solutions and digital assets for long-term value. It says they invest in companies that are building the applications to power tomorrow's financial world, including blockchain, AI, and analytics, and their senior team brings combined 80 plus years in capital markets and blockchain. And we can see in terms of their portfolio, they also have a lot of companies in their portfolio already that they've been investing in. You can see all the details about their investor relations, like this is what any publicly traded company needs to have. You can see their stock chart, how it's down over the last couple of months, but over the last year or 6 months, it's still up nearly 3x, which is pretty impressive returns. So there's a lot of exciting things going on in the crypto space. And more recently, with more regulatory approvals, I think we're going to see institutions start to invest in crypto more and more. And we're already seeing this happen. Institutions are projecting that we're going to see billions and billions of dollars come in to the crypto space from these large organizations. So I think Spirit Blockchain, it's a publicly traded company. It invests in blockchain technologies. I think it's going to be a pretty attractive investment for these major institutions. And I just think not enough people are talking about it. And that's why once we see the market turn back around, I think it's very likely we could see it regain all-time highs, surpass that 40 cents per share number, and really start to rally to new all-time record highs as we see the market continue to, expand and grow and see more institutional interest.